Good evening and welcome to News 9. I'm Bansi. Are you in a hurry to park your vehicle in a no parking zone? Do you think you can easily manage to give the police a slip? Well, next time be careful because the police department has revised the fines and the towing rates, and they sure will leave you thinking.
Be ready to shell out more for wrong parking. Looks like parking in Bengaluru at no parking places will burn a hole in your pocket. The Bengaluru police will now impose stringent fines on vehicles which are parked in no parking areas. Well, the police say that this is yet another move to facilitate traffic flow in the city. These are the revised towing charges which will come into effect from tomorrow. The towing charges for heavy transport vehicles like trucks and lorries will now be 1,500 rupees, up from rupees 500. Medium transport vehicles like tempo and mid-sized lorries will be charged rupees 1,250 rupees. The previous price was 400 rupees. Towing charges for light vehicles like cars was rupees 300, and now it has been increased to 1,000 rupees. Two-wheeler owners paid a sum of rupees 200 earlier, but now they will have to pay rupees 650 if parked in no parking place. The police said that the amount collected will be shared between the state government and the company, which is vested with the rights to tow away vehicles on a 50% sharing basis. The police also claimed that towing charges are revised every 8 years and it should be in accordance with the corresponding fuel price hike.
ಟೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಟೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಗಾಡಿಗಳು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬಳಕೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರು ಟೆಂಡರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು 2-3 ಸರಿ ಕರೆದು ಕೂಡ ಯಾರೂ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಎರಡನೇದು, ಇದು 2008ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದರವನ್ನು ನಿಗದಿಪಡಿಸಲಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಈ 8 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲು ಡೀಸೆಲ್ಲು ದರಗಳು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಲೇಬರ್ ದರ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ವಾಹನಗಳ ಟೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ನೀವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಈ ವಾಹನಗಳವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಮೂರನೇದು, ಟೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಗಳು 2006ರಲ್ಲಿ 31 ಲಕ್ಷ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಈಗ 2016ರಲ್ಲಿ 62 ಲಕ್ಷ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಇವನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲೊಂದರಲ್ಲೇ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಓಡಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು.
Apart from towing charges, violators will also have to pay a fine of rupees 100 for wrong parking. Wrong parking is the top traffic violation in the city, according to the traffic police. They've booked a whopping number of 15.63 lakh wrong parking cases out of a total of 58.08 lakh cases booked between January and August. So henceforth, when you decide to park your vehicle in a no parking zone area, think twice. That's because you may have to shell out more. With Shivraj Kumar, Harish Revanna for News 9, Bengaluru.
Well, the question we have for you is, should the motorists be fined so steeply in a city that is so cramped and lacks sufficient parking space? This is a question we have for you because many of us, when we need to park, we don't find that parking space. Often we might have to go about a kilometer, park and come back. So why use a vehicle? You might as well walk. You can call us on 223-60302 or 223-60303 to share your thoughts. You can also WhatsApp us, text us on the number on your screen. We are also joined in by a panel of experts and concerned Bengalurians. First we have Mr. Shafi Ahmed, who is a retired RTO. We are also joined in by Mr. Ravindranath Guru, who is a consumer activist, heads the Consumer Care Society in Bengaluru. We are also joined in by Mr. Kasim, who is ACP Traffic Planning. Okay, first let me start with you, Mr. Kasim. People have no problem about paying fines. Nobody is really concerned about fines. But it's only the steep fines that people are concerned about.
Yeah.
They say it's very, very steep. 3 times, sometimes we don't have money for petrol. This is, the student community speaking. Sometimes we don't have money for petrol. We have 50 rupees in our pocket or 100 rupees. And sometimes we are just trying to buy something from a shop, we park and the tow vehicle takes it away. How do we afford 1500 rupees? This is their question.
In fact, when we look at the larger problem caused due to wrong parking, so how many people affect when the people travel in that particular road. For example, if I just give an analogy, if one lane of traffic, for example, one car, it is equivalent to 2.5 meters by 5 meters area, roughly around 15 square meter area for one car that is required. If it is illegally parked, if it is a 3-lane road, one lane of traffic is gone for the travel. For example, if I extrapolate it for 1 kilometer of that particular lane, approximately around 150 to 175 vehicles can be accommodated. And imagine those many vehicles static on the road, burning the fuel, and the time taken to traverse the congestion created by this particular vehicle. When we try to compare these two things, whatever the prices, enhanced prices for the towing charges, it includes the operational cost as well as the penal component of the cost. So it is a deterrent. It is not a revenue earning mechanism. It is a deterrent value. We will have to look into the thing.
Before I come to Mr. Ahmed, let me ask you, Mr. Guru. Now you are a consumer and a consumer activist. How do you really look at this steep hike?
No, it is too much. See, as a general policy, there has to be a public consultation because it is going to affect a common man.
Absolutely.
Have they made a public consultation? What is the suggestion? See, first of all, parking policy. Where is the parking policy in Bangalore? See, everybody now 42 lakh two-wheelers are there.
Absolutely.
Is it correct?
Yeah.
So,
now we'll ask Mr. Ahmed, 42 lakh two-wheelers. What is
In
the
Bangalore.
vehicle population of Bengaluru?
Yes, the population of the vehicle.
Roughly around
If you
68
go,
roughly around
68 lakhs is the total vehicle. 68 lakhs. Out of that, 42 lakhs are two-wheelers.
two-wheelers, 75% are two-wheelers.
70% of the
Yes, sir.
Total vehicle load is
vehicle
two-wheelers.
is two-wheelers.
Because today, two-wheelers have become like a cycle. About 20 years back, what cycle was today?
Because of the poor transportation.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, then what is the parking policy? Everywhere you go for small things. Now walking has become a rarity. So, when you go and want to purchase a thing, so then I'll agree if it is a deterrent where when no parking is there, you park it. But you go for a vegetable, bring it. Then first of all, BBMP has no proper function, so parking policy. Every road should have a parking alternate days so that people can walk. Now it is not there, and wherever possible,
Parking is there.
yeah, and where is the parking? Every building, commercial building should have a parking space. As per the building bylaw, 1.5 times if a normal building has to have 10 cars, if it is a commercial like hospitals, commercial cars, it has to have 1.5 times. So if that is there, if a parking place is inside the commercial building, then there will not be any problem. So when it is not there, then common man, if you say two-wheelers have to pay 600 rupees.
650.
650. No, 600 or
650.
650 per no parking. Plus, there is already
100 rupees.
Pakistan has Parliament has passed the this one to enhance the this one. That should have been
So
sufficient.
totally it is 650 plus
Plus
100, totally
100 plus or
750.
300.
100 it is now, but in the new act is comes, that may be about 500. I don't know what is
So
the
totally you
Huh?
end up paying about 950 rupees
Yeah.
or 1000.
for a small.
Let me put it across like this. For any wrong parking or no parking violation, in the Motor Vehicle Act, it is only 100 rupees. It's just 100 rupees. That doesn't have any deterrent component. For example, once again, I will tell why.
Can you speak about this deterrent? What do you mean by deterrent?
Yeah. See, when you know, when you have a valid driving license, you should be knowing where the parking place is or
Absolutely.
where,
Where the
where
designated parking is.
place are
Sure.
there. Invariably, if there is no board stating that this particular area is a parking area and you can park, that means if there is in the absence of that board, you cannot park. And wherever there is exclusive board of no parking, for example, near the intersections or near the curves, so there you are not supposed to
You're not supposed to
park.
at any cost.
By parking that particular vehicle, see, there are two kinds of things that can happen. One is you can reduce the travel speed, and it can even sometimes people trying to maneuver that particular vehicle can result
Can
into an
knock somebody
accident.
down, absolutely. Can result in an accident.
Accident. You are putting someone else's life in the danger.
Yes, yes, yes.
So when we try to compare these things, the component is, this is the what I am speaking about, the deterrent value. Now coming to the other aspect, you go to the mall, you go to some places where there is a parking, where you are charged incremental prices. To avoid that incremental prices, you just park your vehicle on the road all the day, you are just charged 100 rupees.
So you want this to be a deterrent.
Yeah, basically, see the problem arising out of congestions that are created artificially by wrong parking, and whatever the number of vehicles that are there. So now it has become necessary for management of congestion rather than traffic management.
Can I ask you, what is the total volume of parking violations in Bengaluru? Perhaps that will give us an idea.
Yeah. So I
Should
would,
such a stern act have been?
yeah, I will just try to tell, including the wrong parking, footpath parking, parking at the intersection, and parking at BMTC bus stops.
Oh, they do park at the bus stops as well.
Specifically the auto
Drivers.
components.
Auto drivers,
So
they
they
don't
want to
do
pick up the
parking.
things. So how actually it will result? In the year 2015, we had 19,43,059 parking violations. 19 lakh. In
And
year,
I'm sure 19 lakh is not the total amount. The total amount is at
Number
least,
violation.
this is the number booked.
only booked violation. I'm
Not
just telling.
money, not the money.
Absolutely, no,
It's
no,
only
correct.
booked violation. I am-
Absolutely. So
yeah.
19 lakh is the total violators booked. And they say for every 10 violators, you only book one.
Yeah.
So
No, you mean to say all 42 lakhs are violating?
it's a huge number.
No.
Yeah.
19 lakh violations.
And in the year 2015, we had 22 lakhs 57,984 violations. And we are now, in the month of September, we are already 16 lakhs 59,610 parking violation cases.
So about more than 30% of the vehicle population.
Almost
Maybe-
everybody is violating.
Yes.
No, this is
30%.
happening because
Yes, sir.
there is no parking facility in the roads.
See here,
Road design as town planning, it has to have all facilities. Indian Road Congress stipulates what are the road width for
No,
that.
but only on the issue of parking violation. If there are 22 lakh violations, this is per annum, this figure?
Yeah, this is per annum. I am
Per
speaking about
annum.
the per annum.
So considering that only 1 in 10 violators is booked, then you are looking at nearly 22 lakh into 10. That is 2 crore violations.
that too.
And this is the
See,
major
the violator-
contribution. This is a major component of the contribution for resulting in congestion, reducing the speed, reducing the travel time. So thereby having impact on productivity. If people travel faster and reach their destinations, I think they can use their time productively in their offices, or they can go back home. And most of the times, the vehicles either they travel from home to office or office to home. That is only 3 hours.
Okay.
And on average, if we take, it is 3 hours. The rest of the time it has to be parked. These parking, instead of parking in appropriate places, they are parking on the public roads, resulting in unnecessary congestion.
No, see, he is telling in unwanted places. Then where the common man
Where
has
do
to
we
park?
park?
Yeah, small grocery. You want to purchase some vegetable, your medicine. See, then you have to go in a road of 1 kilometer. You should have segment wise, and so parking for 2-wheelers. See, basic, and then parking for 4-wheelers.
What you say is true. There is a commercial establishment.
Yes.
They have used the basement to
For-
give it out on rent.
rent.
They have not, done any parking with
Yes.
it. So, for every person who parks
For
there,
plan sanction, they have shown the parking
Parking.
place.
for
Parking
plan
place.
sanction, they have shown the parking, correct. So, in this parking policy, I'm only asking, can you penalize the person who parks 50% and the commercial establishment 50%? Because, like Mr. Guru says, let's say I am going to purchase some medicines and I have parked opposite the drugstore, and the drugstore happens to be in the basement of the building, which should have had a stipulated parking. So fine me, sure, fine me 650 rupees, but fine the basement violator another 650
See,
rupees.
here there is a part of
You can't have a selective parking policy. Why should I pay for someone else's mistake? Mr. Ahmed?
See here, the vehicle population is as much as equal to the adult person population. in
Almost
Bengaluru
every
city.
adult in
Yes.
Bengaluru
And
has
they,
a vehicle.
and
Yes,
they are,
everybody.
one minute, and they are paying huge amount of road tax.
Absolutely.
So to the government.
Absolutely.
And the government has not made any facilities for the parking purpose. Wherever you go, no parking. See, all the commercial establishment are on the roadside. If you allow the commercial establishment and you are not allowing the vehicle, and where he has to
Where do
park
we
and come.
park?
See,
Yes.
commercial shops are not only for walkers. Commercial, see, every person has to go on vehicle. And see, they have to give the permission for the commercial establishment where they are having the parking. First they have to put the condition.
Surely
If
that's
they
a
want to issue,
perfect
if
idea.
you want to issue a license for any commercial, this
Show
one,
the parking.
first show the parking to your customer. Then you don't give the license for the any shop or commercial shop. There are so many big, see, you can say many big shops. Big Bazaar, I like this. There are so many multiple types of shops are there. Hundreds of people will come for the shop, and there is no parking space even for the 10 vehicles. And without vehicle, they can't carry any items.
Any of the goods
Any
back to the way.
items. And they had to require a parking. Anyhow, they are paying the huge amount of tax and fines, everything. See, towing vehicles, this one, it is a multiple punishment for the person.
It's not a solution.
If a vehicle is towed, the vehicle owner does not know who has taken the vehicle, whether the vehicle is theft,
Absolutely. Has it been
Has-
stolen?
or
Has it been
stolen,
towed
or
away?
taken police.
Absolutely.
And if the police is taken, which police station he has to go?
Which police
He has
station
to
has
struggle
taken?
for one day. And if you go to the police station, he has to bargain with the police constable to settlement of this one. So one day he has this full punishment, and he has to pay a huge amount of auto rickshaw charge also in addition to that. And plus this one, it is a huge punishment for the vehicles.
Inconvenience to the
Yes.
The procedure is a penalty.
A penalty. So they had to go a big bargain in with constables,
Absolutely.
and they had to wait hours together. It's a big punishment. So this system should be solved only by either you allow the vehicle or you close the shops which are no parking area. Then only this problem will be solved. Only see, the amount is too much for the towing, because in India the habit of first increasing highest, then they know there will be agitation and this
Hue
will
and
depend.
cry.
And keeping the margin to reduce, they'll fix the charge. I hope that after some days they may reduce.
So now they've
Often-
increased it by 3 times.
3 times.
When there is a hue and cry, they'll increase it by
Yes, sir.
2 times.
Sir, because this is now the commercial type of this one. You go to any shop, MRP, this one, less discount 20%. The keeping the discount margin, they have fixed the rate.
They have fixed the price.
Like that, the government wants to increase anything, they'll keep the discount margin. I hope. So when the final notification comes, it may reduce.
And one more thing is
But
that, sir,
even he pay the 100 rupees in the fine, and he has to face lot of problem for one day. He has to
So
lose
it's
the-
not the 100 rupee
Yeah.
fine.
Yes, sir.
The procedure will tax him more
Yes.
than 1000 rupees.
And he has to get absent for the job that day, and absent for the school or college. See, that is problem. There is a huge punishment for that.
common man
procedure
is
is-
very difficult.
Now it is good, because the police is very difficult to control unauthorized parking, everywhere parking, they park and go. This problem. See here, the police also can't help, and public also
police can't help.
For public, they don't have the parking space, and police is very difficult to control the traffic.
Yeah, but perhaps the way out is to ensure strict basement parking rules in Bengaluru.
Yeah, in part by building
Mr.
bylaws
Guru?
call for, see, building bylaws, any commercial building, once they plan approval, they have to consult traffic police.
Yes.
Is it feasible in that is one? In that area, all other parking, see, occupant certificate should be issued only after clearance, even plan approval. It should start from plan approval. The traffic police should agree in that road whether so much square feet area commercial complex can come. Secondly, when the occupant certificate has to be mandated. Now you know, BBMP, there is a more than 4 lakh commercial establishment, but their trade license is only for 40,000 or so. One thing. Second thing is there is no necessity of occupancy certificate issue trade license. Can you imagine? They have issued a circular in 2015. See, then why when the law wants occupancy certificate for all buildings, they are not doing it. And traffic police also is not taking up as a social evil. Yes, it is happening, it is inconvenience. Why not we take up in a proper level with the civil authorities, local bodies? It is not happening. So they want to penalize. Okay, deterrent is all right, but like this, one thing. Second thing is, in this, they say amount it's been gone to. No, in this government, I tell you, in this they say paid to the towing vehicles 50%. That means other 50% is for the government. Okay. Then this in contract you are giving, is it transparency in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me ask that question.
Yeah.
Is there transparency in this? Does the person towing, does he take it as a profit? We talk about this after the short break. Stay tuned. Well, welcome back. We're talking of the steep hike in the towing fines, in the towing fees, which turns out to be a huge penalty for the motorist. Well, can you answer the question?
Regarding the transparency part of towing operations, in fact, we call it through a tender. That entire thing.
So all your tow vehicles are tendered vehicles.
Are tendered. That
How many tow vehicles do you have?
Right now we have around 22 two-wheeler towing vehicles, 13 four-wheeler towing vehicles. Okay, this particular process of tendering out, everything happens through e-procurement portal.
Okay.
Nobody has control over it. I think everything, the entire process is through e-procurement. So
Right.
only after the thorough selections, thorough verification of the processes, only this tender is been allotted to the winning bidder.
Alright.
So in fact, they will execute a proper agreement with us for the towing charges that has been stipulated by the government notification. We
so
cannot
you
charge.
mean to say there is no manipulation
Yeah.
and there is no contractor making a profit or a killing?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
So you'll have to operate at the agreed rate that has been notified. Beyond that, you cannot charge a single pipe. Even less also you cannot charge, because this is properly accounted and these accounts have to be submitted every year.
What if I'm a contractor? What if I tow 100 vehicles but show you receipts for only 50 and the other 50 are my profits?
100%.
No, so let's say I'm a towing contractor. Let's say my jurisdiction is Kavan Park. I tow 100 vehicles, but I give you receipts for only 50. The other 50 are my profit. How about that?
If something like that is definitely found, I think senior officers are there, bring it to their notice, and definitely actions will be taken against them.
So in case of a problem in parking, let us tell you viewers that there are senior officers who can be contacted and you can complain to them. How do you contact and complain to them?
We have our WhatsApp, we have our Facebook.
You can call them on WhatsApp on number?
Yeah, I will 948080
948080
1800.
1800. I repeat that number, 948080 1800.
Yeah, this is the WhatsApp number on which you can send the message.
And if you dial
1095 also, that is the traffic helpline number also. On that also you can-
1095. This is the traffic helpline. You can call them in case of a complaint.
And we have a Twitter handle at BLR City
Also,
Traffic.
there is a Twitter handle,
BLR City Traffic.
BLR City Traffic. Also, you have a Facebook page,
Facebook page, Bangalore Traffic Police.
Bangalore Traffic Police.
See, for that they should have one system on the towing vehicle. So this should, as soon as the vehicle is loaded, it should record in the CCTV or this one, and total amount of vehicle tow and total amount of cases booked should tally.
Should tally, absolutely.
Then only it is.
Otherwise, you can
Otherwise,
always have a contractor manipulating the system.
manipulating, yes.
Yeah, in fact, we have a standard operating procedures over there. All our officers, it is not left to the contractor to operate.
Okay.
There is only a driver and the assistants in
You
that
know, there was a
particular-
lot of complaint, especially in the early years, you know, when these vehicles first came in, that the senior officers have one or two vehicles and this is a good source of income for them. Is it true?
I don't think, senior officer, I mean,
It doesn't hold good anymore.
actually the entire tendering process is on e-procurement portal. Nobody can influence. I think they will have to
They'll have to
really
come by the regular route.
route.
Okay.
And they will have to prove themselves worth before getting this particular agreements.
Okay. But in the smaller areas, they say this doesn't work. Let's say you have a towing vehicle in places other than Bangalore. Is there tendering even for those vehicles? There's no
this
tendering
this
there.
particular notification is exclusively for Bangalore city.
It's only for Bangalore.
It is only for Bangalore city. It is
But-
not across
Towing
but-
system only in Bangalore
in
city.
Bangalore
Correct.
city.
Okay. But
This
in other
notification-
places, how do you deal with the parking issues?
Actually, some of the places towing, in fact, towing is exclusively in Bangalore cities. Other cities, I think,
What about Mysore, Mangaluru, Hubli,
Right now
Dharwad?
there
There's
are
a
no-
huge traffic issue there also.
they don't have the towing vehicles. In fact, they will tender out if really the congestion is affecting them. Definitely, they will.
See, in
tow it
Mysore,
out.
Bangalore, they are having lot of parking space.
Space roads are
Broad-
sufficiently
see,
broad enough.
the population of vehicles is lesser than the population of the adults. Here, the population
Here
of
you
the
have
vehicle is
65
equivalent
lakh
to,
vehicles.
here the population of the vehicle
68 lakh vehicles.
population of the vehicle is equivalent to the adult persons in Bangalore city.
So every one male,
every yes,
every
even
adult,
female,
every adult, male,
every
female,
adult.
every adult owns a vehicle.
one vehicle, car or two wheeler, anything. One vehicle is
In a house today,
Yes, yes.
minimum 3 2-wheelers and 2 4-wheelers are there. In middle class, I am not talking of.
Of the
and also in Bangalore city, any road you take, 20 feet road or 30 feet road, is a commercial road only.
Absolutely.
Full of.
So how do you deal with this? This is only dealing with one part of the problem. Let's say I'm a student, and let's say you penalize me, you make me pay 1,000 rupees for wrong parking. I mean, you're going to. It's not the solution. You're only going to hurt me. What is the solution?
No, definitely we are not here to hurt you. I think we are here to alert you
Mhm.
so that you need not
But
park.
what? Let's say
practical problems
it's a
of
practical
the common man.
Correct. Now let's say I cannot afford that fine. Let's say I cannot afford that towing fee. What happens to me? Let's say I'm a student.
Yeah.
I have only 50 rupees in my pocket or only 100 rupees.
Vehicle will not be released.
Vehicle will not be released.
Yeah, in fact.
So what is the solution? Because I cannot afford 1,000 rupees.
Yes.
For them, 1,000 rupees is a monthly pocket money.
Monthly pocket money.
I can't afford, for one day to lose that 1,000 rupees.
And for some students, the monthly food money.
Monthly food money, absolutely. So what about them? Suppose I can't pay.
Yeah, in fact, most of the time.
Will you send them to prison? Will you detain them?
Yeah,
What-
definitely,
what?
this is an offence where you cannot send them to prison.
Prison. So
In
what?
fact,
How
if
do you
you can
deal
go
with
and appeal in the court also, I think the magistrate has every discretion to. No, I'm just if you
Yeah,
challenge the
practically-
notice.
Practically,
Yeah.
now my two-wheeler has been picked up. Let's say I am a resident of X place. My two-wheeler has been picked up. First, like Mr. Ahmed says, I don't know where the vehicle is. I search, and then I realize, okay, it's been picked up by so-and-so police.
Auto charges.
Auto charges and all that. I don't have money.
And one day is lost. Then
One
if you
day
have
is
to go to
lost.
court, then it is not same day. They have to file a FIR or charge sheet, whatever it is.
It
Then
takes
you have to
another
go-
1 or
There
2
is a
days.
multiple punishment.
Yeah, I will try to take this opportunity to just
And,
explain
and,
what is
and
the
there are
towing process
22 lakh people who have paid the penalty. So my concern is these people.
Yeah.
Even though this problem is not solved,
The problem
it
is
is not
that.
affected
Yeah.
to any vehicle
See,
owner.
the process of how you operate this particular thing. The moment you find a vehicle wrongly parked, the officer in charge of that particular towing vehicle, he has to sound this horn, he has to sound the siren, take the photograph, and when the person, if he is nearby, he comes down and says, and the officer is there, he can be charged only for the wrong parking penalty.
Okay, here is information from ACP Kasim, who says if your vehicle is wrongly parked, the person who is going to tow it away, he needs to sound a siren before he tows it away. But this is never followed.
Never.
Never followed. In
Never.
a
Not
100
in one case.
in 100 cases, not even in one case is this followed.
The persons who with this towing job, they are very fast.
They are very
Within
efficient.
one minute
they are like Hamalis.
Yeah, Hamalis. Within
They are
1
like
minute,
Hamalis.
will
They are
load
like
the vehicle.
porters, and each one of them is a muscular person.
And see, they will keep the vehicle on the running vehicle.
Yes, and
The
they
vehicle
come
is
just mercilessly lift it up in seconds the vehicle
Yeah,
is
two
gone.
people will come down, lift it, and see that's why.
Where is the scope for a siren?
Yeah, siren.
Where is the scope for informing them? And I have seen cases of people whose vehicles are just picked up and kept on the tow truck,
Just like football.
arguing with the officers, saying, please release my vehicle.
Come to police
It's a
station.
mistake, I'm sorry, but he says no.
Come to station.
No.
Now, in fact, sufficient training.
It's a
has
very
been-
harsh system
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
to deal with.
That is the problem.
Let me complete the entire process. If in case they plead, anybody pleads that they are ready to pay the wrong parking charges, he has to charge only 100 rupees for the fine. He cannot charge the towing charges.
Okay.
And the vehicle has to be released immediately over there itself.
And who is the person we complain to? Can we complain to the traffic commissioner? Can we complain to him?
Yeah, definitely. I have just told this number.
Okay, so in case your vehicle is picked up without a siren, in case they just pick up your vehicle and refuse to let it go even when you plead, they take it away on the tow truck, you can call 9480801800 and lodge your complaint. You can also call the traffic helpline
1095.
1095. You can go on the Twitter, you can go on the Facebook, or you can call the other traffic officers whose numbers are listed in the BCP
Website.
website. So you can call them, you can send them an SMS, and will they get any relief? Have you, when people complain, do you give them relief?
Yeah, definitely we will try to help them out in
Yeah, Mr.
taking the.
See here, once the vehicle reach the station, on the spot only no parking charge, 100 rupees fine.
That's
If
right.
the vehicle reach the station, then multiple charges will come. Where is your driving license, insurance certificate, RC book, everything they will count.
Okay.
So,
So then that's like a
no,
millstone
the
round the
increase, yes,
neck
increase.
of the offender.
Yes.
So there is,
luckily, if you found on the spot, they will charge only one fine. See, this
No,
type of
earlier,
problems.
There used to be one constable or ASI sitting in the front, like that he was happening.
No, that is
But
even now it is
So
there.
that's
One
why
officer,
encourage-
no, one
for this
officer is
reason-
put over there. Along with him, one officer is there.
For
He
this
is with
reason,
a walkie,
they
he is
encourage
with a
for towing the
handicam.
vehicle.
Okay. So we come to the very end of this discussion. If you have an issue with the traffic police, you're welcome to complain to them, especially the higher ups, and to get some relief. But let's understand that towing, the fee hike is very, very steep. It's multiplied into 3 times. And can people protest? Can people complain and bring it down? Okay, so if
Democratic
you
setup, I
find
think
it's-
they definitely can.
Yes, if you find it is too steep, you can complain and ask the system to bring it down. With that, it's a wrap on this. Thank you for joining us on this program. On the other side is a News 9 special. Stay tuned.